Hello, multimedia students. We're going to be getting started today. What we're going to be working on is changing eye color. So let's go ahead and get started. If we go up to File and go to Open, we want to find the eye color here, and you can see here just from the preview that we have a blue right here is the original eye, and you can clearly see that these are different colors of the eyes right here. So what I want to do is I'm just going to open up this eye picture, and if you don't have this eye picture, talk to your instructor, but he should have already given this to you. So go ahead and click open here. Alright, basically what we're going to be doing in this tutorial is learning how to create masks. Today this is going to be pretty much an intro into masks, but nonetheless it's going to be simple. It's not going to be a real complicated mask. So what we are going to do is create a new layer first here. So I'm just going to hit the new layer button right down here, and what I'm going to do is name this eye mask. Now what we're going to do is select the elliptical marquee tool, and what I am going to do is cast a selection around the blue part of the eye here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to click and I'm going to drag and I'm going to hold in the shift option, and that is going to allow me to drag out a perfect circle, and I'm just going to make it I'm going to try and get it about as big as what the blue part of the eye is, and I'm going to zoom in here a bit. If you don't remember how to zoom, you press in Control and Alt at the same time and use your scroll on the mouse here. And it looks like I actually did mine pretty good. If you did not, what you may have to do is go up into Select and Modify and either expand or contract your circle by a certain number of pixels. If it's too large, you're going to contract. If it's too small, you're going to expand. And once you click here, it'll allow you to expand it by however many pixels you need, but I don't need to do that, so I'm going to hit cancel. Okay, what we need to do here is refine the selection to actually go along just the blue part of the eye here. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit farther, and I'm going to center this part of where the eyelid is actually selected with the rest of the selection. So what we are going to do is subtract this area from our whole selection. In order to do that, I want to select the lasso tool here, and up top here we have our add to selection, but what we want to do is subtract from selection. So basically what we're going to be doing is using the lasso tool to circle what we want to subtract, and that would be this top portion here. So I'm going to start outside of the actual selection right along the eyelid here, and I'm going to click and at a somewhat steady pace drag the lasso tool along the eyelid here, and I'm going to circle around here and then connect it back to the beginning. And you can see there what it did. Since we were on the subtract from selection tool, it subtracted the area that we specified, and it got rid of it from the selection. So let me go ahead and zoom out a little bit here more, and that's pretty good. That's basically what we were aiming for right now. So what we need to do is copy this layer. So what we need to do is press Control C. Whoops. We want to make sure we're on the background layer before we hit Control C to copy. And remember, Control C is the short command. If you go up to Edit and go down to Copy, you can see Control C, or you can actually just click it from the Edit menu here. But I'm going to use the Control C, and then all you have to do is press Control V, and that automatically makes a new layer here. And you can see what I'm going to do. If you click and drag here, it basically makes another eye color here in pupil. So I'm going to hit a Control Z to take that back. And my mistake earlier, this is a layer we're actually going to be using as our eye mask. So I'm going to actually delete this layer here, and now I'm going to rename this one eye mask. Okay, now what we want to do is make sure we have our eye mask layer selected. And what we're going to be doing is now changing the properties of this layer to make it look a little bit different. And just remember, the reason that we call this a mask is because it covers up what's underneath it. So you'll see that more once we're actually done with this one. So let's go ahead up, and with this layer selected, let's go to layer, and go to image. I apologize. Image, and go down to adjustments, and we're going to go to hue and saturation. And you're going to see your hue and saturation toolbar pop up here. What you can think of hue as, hue is basically another name for color. Saturation is basically the vibrancy of that color, and the lightness is basically the dark to white light that is in here. And you're going to see as I start adjusting these what's going to actually happen. So right in the middle here is basically your neutral color. So what I want to do is start dragging down to the left here, and you can see now we are already starting to get more of a green type of color here. What I want to do actually now is I'm getting into this green part here. I want to actually spike up the saturation a bit, so it's going to give us more of a vibrant type of green here. And then the lightness, if you bring it down here, I think it's going to bring it back to more of a type of natural color. But you're going to see, you don't want to take the light down too much, and you can see if I go down real far, you can see it puts a real defined edge on here, which basically makes it a little bit artificial. So I'm only just going to go down to about, actually, let me go up with it. No. Let's just do about I'm going to do about -3. That'll work pretty good there. Okay, so once I'm satisfied with the result here, which that looks like a pretty natural green color here, what I'm going to do is go ahead and click OK. And getting back to what I was saying before, is the reason they call this a mask is because it covers up what's underneath. Now it's blue, now it's green. And basically this layer is acting as a mask because it is covering up what is underneath. If I want to zoom in here a little bit up top, and you can see there is a bit of purple color that is on the top here. The reason that is because the mask is a little bit on the actual eyelid here. So what I'm going to do is click on my eraser, and I'm going to make sure this is at a hardness of 0%, and I am going to bring the size down. 42 would be about good, or right around there. So I'm going to actually, on this layer, go around and just touch up this edge here, and you can see the purple will start to disappear because it's basically softening the whole edge of our mask now. Okay, and let's go ahead. I'm going to just take it just around here just a tad bit, and you can see that defined green area. If I just kind of go right around here, you're going to see that it will soften this edge as well. And what that does, it really blends the white part of the eye in with the colored part of the eye. So I'm just going to keep working my way up around here, and you may find that this is a bit difficult to actually bring your brush the whole way around, but I promise you, the more you work with this, the easier it will get. And remember, like I've said before, Photoshop, it is not an easy program to work with, but if you give it the time, you will see results, and you will definitely see a difference. So don't let it discourage you if you're having a tough time with it. So now what you can see is here is our changed result. I hope you guys enjoyed what we did here today, and if you have any questions, make sure you go ask your instructor or the instructional aide in your classroom. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next exercise.